Juneteenth is widely celebrated as the end of slavery in America. But for many of us, especially those descended from the enslaved, it is not a holiday. It is a reminder of freedom promised but delayed, of liberation declared but denied, of a nation that keeps rewriting our pain into parades and sales events. My name is Yvette Smith, and today I speak not just for myself, but for the voices still echoing through the bloodline. Freedom didn't arrive with fireworks. It arrived late, 2 years late for Galveston, just a little later than it did in South Carolina. My ancestors from Charleston, they likely gathered in watch night services, praying to whatever God on January 1st, 1863, during the Emancipation Proclamation. But they were still enslaved because South Carolina, like many of those below the Mason-Dixon line, chose treason and war over justice. Juneteenth wasn't a celebration for them. It was a footnote in a long list of betrayals. After they were finally free, and I say that in quotations, they were promised land, 40 acres and a mule. That land, if it was given, was taken back. They were promised protection. Instead, they got lynchings, convict leasing, and burning crosses. The lie of freedom didn't stop with them. It passed to us like a scar in our DNA. They burned down Black Wall Street. They drew red lines around our dreams. They denied loans, defunded our schools, and demonized our neighborhoods. They put a badge on racial violence and called it law. They suppressed our votes, gerrymandered our power, and then claim they don't see color. Even today, there's new blueprints that's out, Project 2025, set to roll back every freedom that we barely held on to. And there are those who share our skin color, but not our soul. The ones who use the same bloodstained history to uplift white supremacy and blackface. Candace Owens, she doesn't speak for us. Larry Elder, he don't speak for us. John McWhorter doesn't speak for us. They do not remember the hands that picked cotton, the tongues that were cut for speaking Yoruba, the backs that broke to build this country. We do. These are the ones who are most danger to our community. These Black tokenists lead to a very narrow representation of our community, and they thrive off of the praise and the head patting of white supremacists. I honor the sentiment. I honor the ancestors. But I don't celebrate Juneteenth. Not like that. Because it's been watered down. Turned into t-shirts and freedom fries. White folks bouncy housing while never learning about redlining or lynchings or any of the systemic oppression that Black people have endured since the official ending of slavery. So no, I don't celebrate Juneteenth. I remember it. Because freedom isn't a day on the calendar. It is fire in the bones. And until every promise is kept, I'll be lighting candles, not fireworks. If this spoke to your spirit, share it. Comment your truth. Let's talk about what honoring the ancestors really looks like. Not all freedoms were given. Some were stolen. Some are still waiting.